Boom, boom, how's going? And I want to share with you that actually, you know what, it doesn't take much to make money. And it doesn't take much actually to make money in real estate. Why do I say this? And I say this extremely confident. Why do I say that? Because I am one of many people that I have brought to you. Maybe on your phone, maybe it was on your laptop, maybe it was on your TV, and you saw all of these people. But if this is your first time to be on this channel, every Friday for the last 2020, on a Friday, we went out to look for an M5 successful friend. Who is this person? It was a person who is doing property either part-time or full-time. And we listened to their story. And some of you might have listened to them. However, if it is your first time, we've got a playlist and you can jump onto the playlist on there. Somewhere here, you can see the playlist. But I want to stress the fact that today I wanted to label this video to say that if you are to do this 5 to 7 simple steps, you are going to make money in 2021 and beyond. Why do I say that? It is because I listened to people that came through. I listened to people that I was interviewing. I listened to how they conduct their life, what they do. And from a time when they had no money to where they are right now, having properties, having buildings, in student accommodation, in Airbnb, you name it. I listened. I interviewed them. The results will show it for themselves. I just want to actually spend a little bit of time actually mentioning some of these people, because you might be thinking, TJ, who are these people that you're talking about? Well, today is that day. I'm going to be mentioning some of them. I will start off with one of my brothers who is out from Durban, and this guy is called Zach. People normally call him the bus stop, right? And Zach, he is an ordinary guy, young guy who's out in Durban. And if you don't know Durban, it's one of our metro big cities out here in South Africa. Zach literally actually won an award alongside me as well for a beginner. And he's out there in Durban. And basically, this is what Zach did. Zach specializes in rent to rent. So he goes out there, he doesn't own a property, but he makes money out of property by actually going to other people. He rents out the property and then he rents it out further. And that's how he makes money in real estate. Again, he is one of the people that I interviewed. And at the end of this video, I want to show you characteristics of how a person like him actually managed to win and make money. Another one that I can mention, Teboho. Well, look, I know that on that video, Teboho, you couldn't see him in person, but he's a radio personality. He's been on TV, things like that. You all know him. He's been in the newspapers. You all know him. Google him if you don't know him. One of my boys who's out in Cape Town, who started off in a township called Khayelitsha, and now he is living in the suburbs of Somerset. This boy here is called Lihle. Well, Lihle, what does he do? He looks for opportunities for other people. And that's how he's actually managed to leave a neighborhood where he grew up to go and live into a new suburb. Why did he leave that neighborhood? Well, from his own mouth, he says, TJ, the mentality doesn't allow me to grow. I can go on to speak to other people. Kanya, we spoke about Kanya. And Kanya, he's one of my other boys as well. He looks out and how to actually partner up with the government. There is certain incentives that are out there within the government that allows us to make money. He claims to be earning up to 55%, let's just say 50% of the money that he would have put in to buy a property by using one of the tax benefits that comes through in property. Well, you might be saying, well, TJ, you know what? Enough with the guys. Where's the females? I want to introduce you to, I'm going to just call her a doctor because she's the only doctor that I've ever interviewed anyway, right? And she goes against all odds, and she went out to actually start a school. Imagine being an investor, you own properties, and you got a school on top of that. One of my other boys called Witness, he even wrote a book. It's more than money. If you haven't bought that book, you actually need to buy it. One of the other ladies that I've met out from Durban, as humble as like a cucumber like me, like cool like a cucumber. Her name is Amanda. Building legacy. Her mother was in property. Her grandmother was in property. Her grandmother actually was more in property than she is. And we could all be worrying about where do we come from and things like that. I can go on. The list is long. I've got so many people here. Matimba, Lebo, I spoke about Witness, Paul, Lebo, the Kuro boys, Ntombeli, Karen, she does Airbnb, Muzi from the UK, Dana, who specializes in property, Leroy, one of my other boys. I can go on. The list is long. But let's jump on onto it. All of these people, what do they have in common? All of these people, they have, I think, it's about 5 to 7 things. But I'm just going to give you all 7 things, and then you can decide for yourselves which one is more applicable to you. The first one I want to stress out is that number 1, right? All of these people, they are all from South Africa, except Muzi. Muzi, he's from the UK, but he's the only exceptional one, right? Everyone else that I interviewed in 2021 on M5 Successful Friends, they are from South Africa. So I just want to stress the fact that if these guys are all making money, I'm going to remove myself from this, right? And say these guys are making money. If they are making money in property, what is the difference between you and them? Because they are here in South Africa. They also have the same constraints that you have. We are all living in the same communities like they are living in. So what sets them apart? What sets them apart, in my view, and as I listened to all of them, as I zoomed in to understand who they are, some of them are actually good friends of mine. And some of them, I have actually started learning from them. I can stress the fact to the fact that these 7 things that I'm going to be talking about, if you are to do this in 2021, you are going to see results in your property journey. And you need to start doing those things now. I mean it. So number 1, if I looked across at all of them, there were just over about 40 people that I interviewed last year, 2020, right? Without even mentioning 2019, because remember, we still have other things. Let me jump into it. The first thing, number 1, they are all driven. They are all driven. They have a tenacity. They know what they are looking for. They are not procrastinators. They are driven to a goal. They have their goals. For you to be having a goal, you need to have set it. And then you are driven to go and get it. So that's number 1. Number 2, they all don't come from any rich background. If you're thinking that, well, TJ, maybe these people came from rich backgrounds. No, they come from no rich background. But they are driven to make sure that their families are going to come from rich. How are they going to do that? Via the properties. We all know if you're buying properties, you can become rich. How? Because it's an asset. It appreciates over time. You get cash flow and all of those things. And these guys understand that. Point number 3, they are all willing to learn from others. Oh, I don't know how to stress this one. There is no one that I've interviewed who is not willing to learn. They are all willing to learn. How do I know that? Because I speak about the books that they've been reading. I speak about the events that they attend. I speak of events where we have met together there. I speak of trainings where they have gone to. Some of them have actually trained me. Some of them we have met in the same classrooms. Can you see here? I'm going to jump on to point number 4. They are all willing to share. They are sharers. They don't hold the information. They are willing to share whatever they have, right? And point number 5, which is very important, I think this is where we miss it. They are risk takers. They calculated risk. They all go out there and look for a property, and then they calculate what is the risk associated in here. And they take the risk to go and buy a property with no tenants there. And they renovate these properties or build these properties. And then they have a tenant after that. But they take the risk. So you should be taking risk if you want to succeed. Well, point number 6 is that they are all focused on their personal development. They know their shortfalls, but they are geared and they are willing to learn and improve their personal development. The last one, pam, 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 pam. The last one, yes. I can assure you that all of them, as I have listened to all of them, they enjoy what they do. They enjoy their craft. If you have to take anything out of this video here, don't go into property because there is money. Go into property because you enjoy it. You like it. My name is TJ. It's great hanging out with you, and we will chat with you on the next video.